Was that not a way to start Mondays with Mark? Thank God it's Monday. Thank God. A happy Monday to you, a happy Monday to you. May you feel Jesus near every day of the year. A happy Monday to you, a happy Monday to you. And the best Monday you've ever had. Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a good Monday. I hope you're not feeling like this. Hold on, I got to show you something. Hope you're not feeling like that. That Mondays are just dreary and miserable and sad. And, well, if you do, I'm just sorry. I hope we'll make you feel better. I've got some wonderful, wonderful guests. I'm excited about this new week. I'm excited about where I've eaten this past week. I haven't done much but eat and watch my programs and sit in my lazy boy. I do love my lazy boy. Oh, I also got to show you this. I love this. Look, hey, another view. Hi. See there? This is my office / bedroom / studio / everything. And now I have 2 shots. And if you're wondering what this round orange thing is, that's a light that I bought that I don't use. But anyway, and all this stuff is stacking up. But I'm glad you're here. I've already posted some of the comments. Hello, Janet Canello from Las Vegas. Where am I? I'm in my bedroom, Teresa Haynes. Let's see. Hello, Linda K. Freeman. Look at this. I can put your names. Hello, Kevin, Mark, and Tori. Love you all. Hello, Karen McBride. You know Karen. Everybody knows Karen. Howdy, everybody. Okay, listen. I want to get to business here. Dinner Conversations. Dinner Conversations, y'all, is ending season 1 or 2. I don't know, but it's ending something. And it's a long program. It's an hour, and it's all about worship. It's with Travis Cottrell. I always want to say Cottrell, but it's Cottrell. Travis Cottrell, Sandy Patty, Michael W. Smith, me, and Andrew Cunanan. Not Andrew Cunanan. What's his name? Andrew Greer. Tori, don't laugh. You're not supposed to be on yet. It's not Andrew Cunanan. It's Andrew Greer. Anyway, I watched that show, that whole thing about, what was his name? Versace. You know, I had to watch it. Sometimes you got to watch some brain candy. You know, stuff that doesn't make you think. I remember when it happened. I was, around, of course. And I remember when it was on the news, and then to watch it all, what was going on behind the scenes. Anyway, nobody should watch that, especially children. Anyway, my special guest today is Tori Taff. My special guest is Kevin Williams. He'll be on in a minute. But my co-host is usually my foreign correspondent. But she is my co-host today. She is live in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Welcome, everybody. Tori, listen, the drum roll.
Okay.
Tori Taff. See, it has explosions and everything. Hey, NBC's got nothing on us, Tori. How are you?
I was kind of digging the ovation. I was hoping you'd stand up, but
Well, I can't.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, how's Bell Buckle?
Bell Buckle's glorious. I'm watching a beautiful sunset right out my kitchen window as we speak. Sun's going down in Bell Buckle.
Is it?
And we had a beautiful Easter. How about you?
I had a good Easter. I stayed home. What I do is I go to church during the year, and so one time on Easter I stay home because I want to give up my seat for those who only come once a year.
You're so kind.
And Christmas and Easter I usually stay home because that way all those people who only go once a year have a seat. I don't want to take anybody's seat.
You're like Mother Teresa that way.
I know. I'm a giver.
You're a giver.
So what goes on in your life? You live now in Bell Buckle, Tennessee.
I know. Go figure.
What?
I've never been a small town girl in my life, and now you couldn't pry me out of here with a crowbar.
Well, it is really, it is the Andy Griffith Show on acid.
It kind of is.
Because it's very Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. What?
I always think I'm going to oversell it to people because I'm so entranced with it. And then every once in a while I get somebody like you who comes down here and then I realize I didn't oversell it. It is this magical.
No, it is a magical place. I mean, the poet laureate of Tennessee chose to live in Bell Buckle. Just the name alone sounds...
I know. That's the smartest thing our founding fathers ever did.
I mean, that is brilliant, that name, Bell Buckle, Tennessee. And then it has the train still.
Oh, yeah.
Does the train still go through there?
Many times a day. And really loudly.
Oh, really? But it used to be a major train stop, or?
It did. And I think it had some stockyards or something, which doesn't sound magical at all to me, but I'm glad I missed that era. But it had twin depots. I do know that. They're gone now, sadly, on either side of the track. And I have people who are living here now who tell me about having the mail hang on a bag and the train coming by and the conductor reaching his hand out and grabbing the bag as they go by, and every once in a while missing, and then there'd be mail everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. Well, and the cafe, that's the main reason I come. Not only because you and Russ live there, but the cafe.
Listen, the cafe, it is all about the cafe.
It's all about the cafe.
Do you remember a few years ago, Loveless Cafe in Nashville?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Loveless is kind of commercialized. It's gone corporate. Yeah. But back in the day, Loveless was that place that you brought all your friends when they came to Nashville, and sometimes you might catch a glimpse of some country music star eating biscuits, but mostly you went because it was so good, and it was literally a motel restaurant. And you pulled up, when I first went there, the motel was still in use. So it was just this way off the beaten path, weird little place with delicious food.
And they had those great biscuits at the Loveless.
And that's what the cafe is now. Without all the corporate, it's still family owned, family run. They got 3 generations of Heineke's in there.
My brother Mike just texted me and said, your volume's a lot lower than her compared to hers. I love that. My brother's in Lynchburg, Virginia watching. I hope I didn't turn the volume up too much. But Bell Buckle, I love the cafe. I love that it's very artsy.
It is
you can be a kind of creative freak, and you'd fit right in.
We've got all kinds of them.
I mean, you've had some crazy naked people run through town, haven't you?
We have had some crazy naked people. I tell you what we do. I've got this little group of, shall we say, more mature women. All my new best friends are in their 70s and 80s when I moved here.
Yeah.
He's at the head of the list. But there's a wonderful woman named Catherine Strobel who has this soft Mississippi accent that makes you sound so cultured, not like Tennessee and Arkansas. But Catherine and, oh gosh, there's about 3 other ones. And whenever I get a chance to get the 3 of them together, sometimes it's at our Tuesday ladies' lunch at the cafe.
Yeah.
I lean in and just say, okay, tell me some stuff. And just start telling stories. They start saying, remember that time? And then there's this string of things that you can't believe actually happened, but they all 3 swear.
Listen, the next time that happens, pull out your iPhone.
I know I should, but I'm always so busy doing this.
That would be a great thing to do for our show. Interview one of those little old ladies.
I'm on my way to being one.
Well, I won't be a little old lady without major surgery, but I am getting older. And you know the thing about getting older, you do kind of turn into a little old lady. A lot of men kind of shrivel up and they start looking like, if you're not careful, if you wear one of those wigs and you get it too thick, you can look like a little old woman sitting there. And I don't know how I got off on that. But I want to play dinner conversations. Before I forgot to do that. And we'll be right back with Tori Taff and myself, Mark Lowry. Here's what's happening on the latest dinner conversations that's available right now on YouTube and iTunes. Coming up on our Season 1 finale of Dinner Conversations, Dove Award-winning worship leader and songwriter and our good friend, Travis Cottrell.
I don't think there's ever been a greater time to be alive as a worshiper. I think God is moving
in a way that invites people
right
into the conversation.
This episode also features conversations with Michael W. Smith, Sandy Patty, Nicole C. Mullen, and author Robert J. Morgan.
And at the end of the day, worship isn't about what we like and don't like.
It's not a preference thing ever.
Right.
I miss the hymnal.
Well, I'll get you one. We'll put Mary Did You Know in it.
It already is.
He's trying to sell hymnals.
The power of the cross is moving in my life, 'cause the power of your blood has saved me.
So go to dinner-conversations.com, and you can watch that episode for free right now. In fact, it's always free, but it's the last episode of this season. And let me just tell you, it was a good one. It's about worship. What is worship? I had to go to the dictionary to get a good definition. And I wrote it down. Let me just tell you what I wrote down. My brother just said, "Your low-budget production." He's still texting me. What did he say? "Your volume is too low." Who said my low-budget production? Okay, y'all, I'm getting sidetracked here. What was I going to look for?
You're going to look up worship.
Oh, worship, yeah. Here it is. It is, wait, doggone it, reverence and adoration, all right? But it's, we think of worship songs, we never had worship songs back in my day. We just worshiped. We worshiped the Lord. We tell him how good he is and brag on him. And usually it's best when you've had Gloria said this one day, once you go through Kings, then you're ready for Psalms. You've got to go through some double hockey sticks and let God bring you through it, and then you have a reason to praise him, right?
I think you're exactly right.
Well, back to Bell Buckle. When are you going to interview that poet laureate? I love her.
I just saw her yesterday. She came to our Easter buffet at the not at the cafe, but at the banquet hall.
Yeah.
And she's getting, she's kind of slowing down.
Well,
just her pace, not her mind.
Bless her heart.
I know it's hard to watch, but as she says, she's been about to die for the last 20 years. So I think hopefully we got a few more in us, but she's a delight.
I love hanging around her. That's another reason to go to Bell Buckle. You might run into the poet laureate running down the street in her wheelchair. You never know.
Last thing she says every time you see her is, "Y'all come see me." And she means.
Look at here. Peggy McMullen wants to know, just got here. Is this your girlfriend? Yes, this is my girlfriend. Tori Taff.
It's out.
Russ loans her out every now and then.
That's right. He's out of town, know.
Yeah. Any other questions? Let's see. I am old. Chris Ladd says he's old. I ought to read these before I post them. But I learn something new every day. Of course, I forget 5 things. Isn't that the truth, Chris? Let's see. Anybody want to ask Tori a question before we go visit Kevin? There is a way to have Kevin and Tori on simultaneously. I've done it before, but I couldn't figure out how to do it tonight on Skype. We tried. So what I thought I'd do is we'll talk to Tori here for a little while, and then I'm going to call old Kevin and get him to tell some good stories. But see, you and Kevin co-host
Yes.
Homecoming Radio, which I used to co-host until it got so big with so many people, I thought, why bother? But now how many people are in that room now?
I don't know. It changes every time. And tell the truth, you didn't quit because there were too many people. You brought in a bunch of people so you could quit.
Well, I did bring you in because I thought you would be great for that. I think I brought you in, did I?
You did. You called, and I think you talked Bill into it, and I was so scared, and you just sort of sat down and put those big headphones on me and handed me a script and circled the part that said Mark and said, "You do those lines," and leaned back, and then they said 3, 2, 1, boom.
Oh.
It was scary.
Well, you did good. Hey, Mavis Miller Schumacher said, Tori Taff, will you be critiquing outfits on the award show Sunday? What award show is Sunday?
I don't know.
Is there an award show Sunday?
Which one?
I don't know. I don't know there was one.
Well, you never know. I used to do that a lot back in the day, and it was so much fun. When I was growing up, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and we're all sort of, how can you say, smart Alex. So every time there was like a Miss America pageant,
Right.
we would all sit around and watch it and just slay. We
Slay
would
'em.
just be saying things that, were not.
Well, now you have Twitter for that. People can be anonymous and tweet and
I know,
slay
but
people.
it was all in good fun. It was never horrible and personal and mean-spirited. It was just,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
It's always
So-
fun. It's not really funny unless somebody gets hurt anyway. If it has a little zing to it.
But they never knew.
But it's got to be funnier than it is mean.
Yeah. See,
See,
mean, I don't do mean.
Mean
I don't,
is never funny to me.
No, it's not to me either.
But with a little zing, like my
I can
friend.
go caustic. But
Yeah.
just not mean.
Yeah, I hate mean.
I do too.
But I do like a little sting in it. It's because I don't know how to just find the difference.
Elbow to the ribs.
Yeah. Like that's obviously true. Like if you make fun of my big head, well, that's perfect. I've got a big head, and I make fun of my big head. So I mean, that's open
why it's
game.
not mean.
And like Bill Gaither's hair, I wouldn't do that to everybody, but with him, he's opened it up. And a lot. Okay, let's see, anybody else let's see, let me look at the questions. I want to include the people. Okay, someone said, who is going to Bell Buckle in October? Karen McBride wants to know.
Karen, you little sweetie, she was here last year.
Tell them about it.
And, I think this will be our 3rd one, October 6th and 7th, 2018. We're doing Russ and Tori's Bell Buckle Weekend because we have talked about Bell Buckle ad nauseum to the point that people finally said, okay. So it's kind of like a friends and fan event, I guess. David and Lori's Barn Bash.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They talked me into it. Lori, God bless her sweetheart, came over and spent a whole day with me a couple years ago, walked all over town and said, you've got to do this. You've got to do this. She said, what you have that we don't even have at the Barn Bash is Bell Buckle. And so she talked me into it, and you know me well enough, Mark, that I'm not the most organized blonde on the block. So I was so afraid of the administrative part, and I was afraid I'd wake up one morning and go, I forgot to, invite people or order the food or something. So with fear and trepidation, we put it on, and the first one was amazing, and the second one was you, and it was even more amazing. And
It was fun.
Is going to be, I'm not going to quite reveal our special guest yet because I'm about to in about a week.
Oh, really?
I'll let
Come
you know.
on, who is it?
Well, I can't
Release
tell
it
you.
here on Worldwide Mark Lowry Mondays with Mark. You got to give us a little something. David Letterman would demand a little something.
A little something. That's why, okay. It rhymes with, Schmill Faither.
Oh, Bill. Ooh, well, that'd be nice. He should do it. He needs to do it. He could be dead any time.
That's what I'm telling you. If he dies before October 6th and 7th.
I know. But if that was the last thing he ever did.
Well, he's going to do, we're going to do Conversation with Bill. So he keeps saying, I'm not going to sing. You know he's going to sing.
Well, he can't help himself.
And we're going to have Goodman Revival there.
But even when he tries, he really doesn't sing, does he?
I wasn't going to say it. We can turn his mic off. I control things.
Oh, yeah. Well. All right. Well, honey.
He's going to be there, and he's not going to be able to not sing with Johnny.
I know. Especially if, look, somebody in Brazil just left a message in tongues right there on the thing.
Oh, that's so nice. I'd give the interpretation, but I'd have to put my glasses on.
I have no idea, but thank you, Paulo Ricardo Santana. I hope that was nice, what you said. I can't speak to. Hey, Braden from Florida, David Shelton. Let me see who else. Any other? CMA. Someone said the CMAs are evidently this weekend. You need to. There it is. Tracy Nelson Horn said it's the CMA. She thinks. You need to tweet your critique.
It'd be fun.
I'd watch that. I would watch that. You need to do that, Tori.
We have a long and illustrious tradition of doing that.
What is your Twitter thing?
Baby Bloomer.
Okay, that's B-A-B-Y.
B-L-O-O-M-R. But it comes up, you put Tori Taff and it comes in there.
Okay. So if she does it Sunday night for the CMA, I would love to hear you critique everything.
It's not critique. It's more like, sharing. Sharing.
Well, it satisfies the need to gossip for me. I mean, like, that's the reason I started spreading good gossip, because whenever I'd hear Bill Gaither say something about somebody that was good, I'd go tell them, because it's just like the old days when I'd spread the bad gossip. I'd hear somebody say something about somebody, and then I know something. I'm really big shot now. I know something, and then you share it, and you get this dirty feeling. But if you're sharing good gossip, that's a new thing for y'all to try out there this week. If you hear your boss say something good about somebody, go tell them.
That's the truth, Mark. You don't gossip.
I don't.
You don't. I know.
I try my best not to. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did.
You know what? I can't either. And there's times when you and I have talked about things that are serious, about mutual friends of ours, and we have exchanged concerns. And when it starts getting around to, did you hear, you just back up. It's like you don't want to engage.
Oh, Lord, I don't want everybody can tell their own story,
Either.
I let everybody tell their own story. I want to tell my story. Let you tell your own. I'm too busy living mine to worry about yours.
I hear you.
I'm
trying real hard to keep, there's a cat right next to me, and I'm trying real hard for there not to be a big cat.
I just don't like cats.
Camera. Well, I think that Porch Cat has figured that out and is trying to format the show.
I hear in Chinese they're delicious. In China, I should say in China, not Chinese. In Chinese.
All right. See,
this part is really
now
tasty.
You've hurt her feelings.
Huh?
Now you've hurt her feelings.
Oh, bless her heart. I'm teasing. Darling, let's see if anybody else has anything else to say to you. You have a big head. Oh, someone just said I have a big head. Thank you, Liz Hutchins.
Thank you.
Hi, Mark, all the way from Canada, Newfoundland. Hey.
I can't believe I let the Bill Gaither cat out of the bag.
Oh, we won't tell anybody. Nobody watches this.
That's what I thought. And see, this is the influence you have over me, Mark. Actually, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fun.
Scott Berlin is in Houston, Texas. He grew up near Humble, Texas, near my home church, which is Grace Church. You know Brett.
Love Brett. Gosh, what a man. What a preacher. What a human being.
And where is Russ right now, you said?
He's in a rental car on his way home from Champaign or Urbana, Illinois. I forget which.
Oh, really? And how's the children? How are the babies?
I love the children.
Yeah.
They are so good. Maddie Rose is out and about. I think she's in Kentucky. She's coming back tomorrow. Charlotte's upstairs doing animation homework. She's the one out of the four of us who may actually have a real job at some point, because she wants to design computer games and she's getting her degree in animation. And I think we might have a 1 out of 4 chance of
somebody bringing in an income.
Just in time. In the nick of time.
Oh. Well, I love you, Tori Taff. And I love you being the foreign correspondent for Mondays with Mark. Our foreign correspondent from Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Every Monday she shoots a video that we show of what's in Bell Buckle. I'm trying to get...
Buckle?
Oh, I love the Buckle. How do you end those little segments? Everybody needs a
little bell buckle in their lives.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the truth in it.
Well, you got to visit Bell Buckle. It's just...
October 6th and 7th would be a good time, too.
A very, very good time.
I'm going to get tickets up for sale and all that stuff. You know how bad I am at it. I'll be calling Q. Your Q is the best. He talks me through.
Oh, he's
great.
He's great.
He's good. I'm going to be talking to Q.
I love you, Tori. I'll see you next week, next Monday.
Great.
All right, baby. Bye-bye.
See you later.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Let me hang up on her. All right, everybody. Let me see. I was going to show you something. Hey, let me see what you are saying. Will you come to Grand Rapids, Michigan again? Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Jan, thank you for asking. Hello from Nixa, Missouri. Thank you all for tuning in. All right, I'm going to get Kevin Williams on the line on my, Skype. But while we're doing that, I think I'm going to show you Kevin doing Word of the Day with Tori Taff and all the other folks, Bill Gaither and all the other folks at Homecoming Radio. He does this thing, and he just kind of fell into that. Y'all, I saw it happen. We were always all trying to, and he was over there every time writing down these brilliant little things that he just makes up on the spot. Kevin Williams is a genius, and here's proof.
It's the Collingsworth family, and that theme says what? Who knows? But I think it's the word of the day.
Yeah, it's the word of the day.
Well, I just got a phone call from the Secretary of Congress, and he informed me that they're about to vote on some very important legislation, but decided to take a break.
They're listening.
So they can listen with the word of the day. And the word of the day is rightedectomy. Rightedectomy.
Rightedectomy?
That's it.
Hey, I got it over here, boys.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't know what rightedectomy is. That's a surgical term that's given to what
you not see
started
me?
out as a boxing maneuver used by all the greats. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Jack Dempsey, of course, famous for the rightedectomy, Evander Holyfield, and shoeless David Phelps. You know, when Mike Tyson, in fact, was knocked out, the reporter said, was it a left hook? He said, no, it was his rightedectomy. So, is that right?
Buddy, is that correct?
It was close, but no, it actually means removing wrinkles, as in facelifts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, there you have Word of the Day from Kevin Williams on the fabulous Homecoming Radio Marathon with the cast of the ages.
Marathon, that's right.
Hey, Kevin Williams, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
Good. You look good. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that one. Hold on. I'm trying to be the producer and everything. Where's your name? Right there, Kevin Williams. Okay, pull that over in front of you. That's Kevin.
I'm not watching that, so I'm trusting you here.
I know. I could be doing anything to you.
Yeah, you could be. Yeah. How did it go with Tori? Did you talk to Tori?
Oh, you didn't watch?
No, I didn't watch.
Oh, shoot. Well, it went good. We talked about you and how fabulous you are and how incredible.
As you should. Yeah, that's great.
And
I love her.
And we talked about Homecoming Radio, which is on how many stations?
It's over 3,000 now. Isn't that crazy?
Stations.
Yeah. And Sirius XM, Armed Forces Radio, all of that stuff. And we're really excited about that.
When does it air? Do you know? I mean, it's on Sirius Radio, but they can go to HomecomingRadio.com. Okay, that's right. I bet you've said that a lot on the radio.
And so did you. So you type in your state and all the cities come up, and then you find the station and it'll tell you, and hopefully it's up to date and all that stuff. Phil Brower puts together a wonderful program.
Doesn't he do a good job?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
I love him.
And Bill Gaither, at 82 years old, sits in that radio studio and outruns most of us most days. You know, you and I have nodded off at that table, and he'd still be going.
He'd still be going, and he loves the chaos of all the people.
Yeah,
too.
Loves it.
Because you and Tori and Bill are regulars, along with Phil.
Yeah.
And then you bring in others.
Whoever's on the street, we just drag them in and compel them, sometimes with dollars to do what it is that we do. And so Gordon is in there sometimes, and Joe Bonzel and Larry Gatlin and Gerald Wolfe is in there with us, and it's just a great casting crew. It changes from day to day, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was.
You did that for how many years?
I don't know. It started off with just me and Bill, and started off with just Bill and Phil.
Yeah,
and then
that was pretty lame.
I wormed my way in there, and then Bill started adding everybody else, and I love it. It's a great thing. Now you are doing. I want to talk about the premiere tonight.
Oh,
We're doing a premiere.
This is exciting.
Oh, you broke up a little bit there.
Hey, you're freezing.
I'm sorry, you're freezing too. Okay, say that again. This is the premiere.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we've got an old internet system here that's run by squirrels, and so we didn't clean it out today, and it's really.
Well, you know, I did Jeff Easter, his family, the other day on the program, and he had 10 megabytes, which is nothing.
Wow.
Okay, so you wrote this song about gossip.
Yeah. So some folks have heard the song, and if you've been to my concerts, you've probably seen this video that we're going to do tonight. But nobody on the internet has seen the video. I just posted it yesterday, the day before, just for this program. We cut it a while back, actually. And a wonderful video producer and dear friend of mine, Peter Sullivan, who's from Connecticut. And so it's funny. But yeah, I wrote a song based on a true story, and then I do my thing with it, but about
story?
gossip.
It was a true story?
Not everything in there is factual.
I want all the dirt.
Writer's license.
Here it is, Nosy Rosie.
Yeah.
You know, it occurred to me one day that some folks carry the gospel and others carry the gossip. It happened in a little congregation Sunday night. A tiny lady in her 80s, her hair snowy white, stood up to give her prayer request, and with no guilt or shame, she requested prayer for all the sinners there, and she called them all by name. She said, let's pray that Brother Ben has strength to make some better choices than spending all his hard-earned money betting on the horses. And Sister Mary Jean's been seen at Brother Orville's house discussing choir arrangements in a very low-cut blouse. They call her Nosy, Sister Rosie, with the Bible in her hand, spreading gossip all she can. She'll meet you at the altar and she'll ask how she can pray. Then she spreads the word of what she's heard. It's the Nosy Rosie way. She said, our pastor's wife leads a life that sometimes gets so tough. When the family's gone, she's been known to take a dip of snuff. And Sister D plays the lottery, though she's never won $1. And Deacon Brown's been seen downtown with lipstick on his collar. They call her Nosy, Sister Rosie, with the Bible in her hand, spreading gossip all she can. She'll meet you at the altar and she'll ask how she can pray. Then she spreads the word of what she's heard. It's the Nosy Rosie way. Just last week, the late night news showed with great detail how the police had made a casino raid and put everyone in jail. They showed a tiny lady in her 80s, her hair of snowy white, in a set of silver handcuffs. She was putting up a fight. And it was Nosy, yeah, Sister Rosie. Oh, she learned her lesson well while sitting in a cell. Gossip was her pastime, but she's done it for the last time. Now she knows that she was wrong.
So he sure knows where it belongs.
You reap just what you sow. That's what Nosy Rosie knows.
I love it.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that. That is so much fun. And how many people, we know people like that. Someone just said, I was reading some of the comments, I know someone like that. Don't we all?
Every church has got one.
Oh, yeah, it's required. So you're doing also the event. I don't want to forget your event. We're not near done, but I want to talk about your event. This is a big deal. I love that you've done this for these kids. It's been your heart. And tell them about your event.
Well, I grew up in Kentucky, wonderful town. Russell Springs, Kentucky is in the south central part of the state. Lake Cumberland area is beautiful, beautiful area. And small town, about 2,500 people. And so wonderful county there, people that just love one another and know how to get it done, you know. So when I grew up, 60s and 70s, times were different, and we didn't have any money, but we had church family who kind of looked out for us. We had great neighbors. Lived in a little trailer park there. Grew up in a trailer, and never had grass. We had gravel, you know. Right. And so I didn't think about things I didn't have until I got later in life. I was in my 40s and realized that the coat that I got for Christmas one year from my parents, it came from a neighbor actually. And I didn't know these things at the time. So, that kind of, spoke to me, and I just want to do something to help kids. Didn't kind of know what to do. Talked to a wonderful man who's been in a gospel group up there for many years. He's a former state senator in Kentucky, Mr. McGahey, and I told him what was on my heart, and he said what I didn't want to hear. I thought he'd have an answer for me about how to raise money for kids or how to do something. He said, well, I'll help you pray about that. And I thought, well, a lot of good that'll do. That's great, you know. And so we prayed about it, and it was wonderful. About a year later, I got a call from my third grade music teacher, Joan L. Smith, a wonderful lady that had kept up with me. We had talked not very much in those years, you know, but she'd kept up with me. And she said, how would you like to come to your hometown and do a concert? And I said, I have been waiting for this call for 20 years. Let me tell you about this. So I said, can we raise money for kids? Take what you would pay me and let's put it in a pot, and I'll bring some money and we'll put that with it, and let's try to raise some money and see what we can do. That's how the whole thing started. It's been 5 years now, and we had a little $10,000 goal. First year, $18,000 came in that wonderful town because businesses, individuals jumped on board. I just did a lot of talking about it. It's pretty much all I did. But they really know how to come together in that area, and especially when it's for our youth, the next generation, and trying to make a difference in their lives. The culture, as you know, is much different today than it was when you and I were growing up. So the neighbor system doesn't really work now. Right. You don't know who your neighbors are, really. Sure. You don't know if there's a kid across the street hurting. We go through life like this, and we don't see what's out here.
So tell them when the dates are.
Yeah, so our fifth annual concert then is coming up April 28th. It'll be the last Saturday night in this month at 6 o'clock at Russell Springs First Baptist Church. The church seats about, 6 or 650. We usually have 7 or 750 in there. And Russ Taff was there last year, came up with me. And Buddy Green has been there, and Allison Spear and Charlotte Ritchie and Gene McDonald. We're hoping to get Mark Lowry.
Well, who's going to be there April 28th?
Right. So this year, it's just going to be wonderful. Reggie and Lady Love Smith have agreed to come. They actually moved an event that they had. So they're coming with me. The incredible Matthew Holt will be there. Kevin Moore, multi-instrumentalist. You Gaither fans know him. These guys are usually by my side pretty much anywhere I go. And wonderful nod from Reggie, and Lady said, yeah, we can do this. So I'm very grateful to them. Then I have some great local talent that you would love to see, Mark. The state senator I spoke of, that gospel group is called the Crossroads Quartet. It's been 8 years. And they're going to be singing that night. My guitar teacher, Lee Beasley, will do a duet with me that night.
Oh, my.
And we'll get to play. And then we've got a community choir. Matthew is bringing from McKenzie, Tennessee, Bethel University is bringing the Renaissance Quartet up. It's a wonderful college quartet, so they're going to be there.
So it's going to be a hoedown.
It's just going to be it's going to be.
And you'll be the master of ceremonies, so everybody.
I'll be doing my thing, and you'll get me. But I'm the chief horn tutor around there, and it works pretty well.
Now, you've been with Gaither longer now than anybody, huh?
Yeah, longer than he's been there, actually. I remember I hired him in the late 60s, and it was a wonderful call on my part.
It really was.
Yeah, a little guy with the crew cut showed up and said, hey, I got some songs. And I just went with it. Fixed him up with a little gal that was teaching French down the hall, and boy, they hit it off.
Yeah.
I've been there 25 years. Is that crazy?
Okay, so I was there 13 and then came back for 5. So you've been there 25. Now, how you went away for a while?
Year. I took a year off when the kids were small, and
because you were going to do children's something or other there for a minute.
Yeah, I had a little production company that I ran the ground, and then we came back. Took a year off to starve, and came right back, and so it worked out well.
Well, I don't know how Bill Gaither could survive without you, and that's the truth. Because you not only are you the funny guy who plays guitar and bass and leads the band, I presume, and pushes all those track buttons. You got to know. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
You were always so kind to me, especially in those early years. You were there first trip I made, and I'd only met you one time before that. I met you in an elevator at the Gospel Music Association Dove Week thing. They used to have what used to be the Stouffer Hotel downtown Nashville.
Oh yeah.
And you were going down in the elevator, and I met you briefly, and you were so sweet to me. You found out I was with Wendy Bagwell, and you said, "Tell me some stories," and you were so kind to me.
Oh, I love Wendy Bagwell, though. And you were with him then?
Yeah.
Let's see if we have a little picture.
Years, and so I
here is a little bit. This is what you look like back then. Hold on.
Oh no.
So you were horning in on the comic relief even then, because you were kind of giving her one
totally
of those.
Underwhelming. Yeah.
But I bet it was part of the shtick you guys had. I'm sure what you were doing.
Yeah, Wendy loved what I did. He just thought the world of me, and 5 of the best years of my life with that true gentleman. He was a wonderful man to work for, a great friend, and we only had one crossword in 5 years, and it was because I'd been up all night and I was tired, and I was driving the bus, trying to find us a hotel, and I couldn't find a hotel. And I got a little snippy, and he knew that I wanted to do recording sessions and be in production and that kind of thing. And he said, "Now that attitude won't help you on sessions." Ooh. That's
wait. Oh, you broke up.
Yeah, you're right. I'm really sorry. And that was our only.
Okay, you said that attitude won't help you on sessions, and then he said what?
No, and that's what he said to me. And then I said, "Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm really sorry. I'm tired." And that was it. And he was just as good off stage as he was on stage. He was amazingly funny and really kind and fair.
I remember when I was about 11 and I met him backstage at a concert, and I told him how funny I thought he was, and he said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And he added that little I never forgot that, and I added that immediately to any time someone compliments. It's not just thank you, but I appreciate that. Hey, can you mind if I play these people the rattlesnake story?
Oh yeah,
I found
Which version do you have?
I found the only one I could find on the YouTube. And y'all, if you've never seen this, oh my gosh, this sold over 2 million records.
Yeah.
Back in the day when no one sold 2 million records, and still nobody does. But this is I guess it's a true story.
Yeah, I'll give you the preface.
Tell me.
So it happened in a little church in eastern Kentucky, true story. And of course, Wendy did his thing with the story and embellished it and made it just grand into what it is, But they went to sing, little church in eastern Kentucky in those days, and they pulled out a box of rattlesnakes and started waving the snakes around. And Wendy started looking for the door pretty quick, and that's the story.
Oh my gosh, y'all, here it is.
I want you to know that this story is the absolute truth. This little preacher called me up. He said, "Brother Wendy," he said, "I understand that whenever y'all sing in these little country churches, you don't charge no money." And I said, "That's right." And he said, "That's what we got up here. No money." He said, "You might not even want to sing in our little old church." He said, "We ain't got but 24 members." Whenever we got up there, we found out how come. We plugged our guitars in. We started picking and singing just like we do everywhere. And after 2 or 3 songs, just about everybody in that church was up on their feet shouting. We should have known right then we was in an unusual church. You know, folks don't shout much anymore. Now, whenever I was a boy, just about every church my daddy took me to, the women would literally get up and shout their hair down. Nowadays, if they shouted anywhere, they shouted off. But they're shouting in this church. 3 ladies and 2 men shouted themselves right up on the pulpit with us. They got around there behind us shouting. We didn't know what they was doing back there and didn't care till they come out around us. And they come out around us with 5 of the biggest rattlesnakes I have ever laid my eyes on. They told us after that service was over that the biggest rattlesnake they had in that church was 5 feet long. Honey, the one they brought by me was 27 feet long. They told us after that service was over about old Moses and that rod that turned into a serpent. They told us about that scripture. You didn't write nothing on the walls, did you? I know how you feel. They told us after that service was over about that scripture in the Bible where it says, "Thou shalt take up the serpent." And they feel like they got the same kind of faith that them folks in the Bible had. And they feel like as long as they're in the faith and as long as they're in the spirit, that rattlesnake ain't going to bite them. And when they get in the faith and when they get in the spirit, they don't care what they do with them rattlesnakes. That woman that stopped by me, she didn't even know she about to rub that big old ugly thing all over me. She was out of it, waving that big old rattlesnake around and shouting to the top of her lungs. And you know something? I had a feeling that rattlesnake knew that woman was in the faith. I had a feeling he knew that woman was in the spirit. I had a feeling he knew I wasn't. This is a fact what I'm telling you with my hand up. That woman took that big old rattlesnake in her hand, brought that thing right down in her face, and got nose to nose with it, shouting in its ear, daring it to bite her. All at once, I looked over there, and I was eyeball to eyeball with that big old ugly thing. Now, the rattlesnake I'm talking about, not the woman. That old rattlesnake looked over there and saw me. He went, phew. I like to die. This is a fact what I'm telling you with my hand up. That woman took that big old rattlesnake in her hand, throwed that thing down on the floor, kicked her shoe off, and put her bare foot on top of his head, and that's a fact. Whenever she throwed that thing down on the floor, missed my foot about that far. I done a little shout myself. And she thought I was in the spirit and brought me one up. But I saw right away we had a house full of people and we didn't have but 5 rattlesnakes. And I want you folks to know that there ain't a greedy bone in my body. I told her, give mine to Geraldine. I looked around there and old Geraldine, she was the color of cotton. She already started dry heaving. And this is a fact, what I'm telling you with my hand up. Old Geraldine said, what in the world are we going to do? I said, just take it easy. Don't panic. I said, just look around and find out where the back door is. She said, I already looked, and there ain't none. I said, reckon, where do they want one?
That story. Oh my gosh, that's a classic story.
That is a classic. That is a classic. He told that every night in the concert. I bet in 5 years there were maybe 5 concerts we didn't do that story.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty amazing.
Well, now tell us before we close tonight, because we've already been on an hour. So tell me this. Almost an hour. I love it. It's just flown by. You and Tori, so much fun. Tell me a good Gaither story. People ask me that all the time. And I don't really, most of the funny stuff we did was on stage for us, but.
Yeah, and you guys, I thought it was so amazing the chemistry you developed in a way you kind of, because you were doing monologues, I remember in the early years of what you did there, and it was wonderful. The crowds loved that too, but then when you two found that little niche that you
But
had,
you two have got it too. He had it, let me tell you the truth. He had it with Hicks and Cohagen before me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jerry and Steve.
He had it with me. And and he has it with you. He may be the magic formula.
Yeah, he really is.
To that.
He really is.
Because he's the perfect.
Well, and he makes himself the foil, and that's just perfect too. And you got away with murder. Anything you said was funny because he set us all up.
Yeah, he did.
But you were so brilliant with the audience and the way you'd weave that thing together. Funny stories. We always tease about he's so focused on one thing and then he totally misses the other thing. And so we're sitting in a restaurant one time and he's on the phone, he's on the cell phone just every other second. Yeah, Barry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I told Gloria, hey, and so that was going on. We were all annoyed with it. And, so this wonderful little lady and a 6-year-old little boy came over and he was coughing and sneezing and everything. And she said, we were going to come to your concert tonight. Mm-hmm. My little boy turned sick. And Bill said, well, happy birthday. Hello. Yeah. And that was it. Well, the little boy standing sneezing thinking, Bill Gaither just wished me happy birthday. That was awesome.
And he was sick.
So that was one of the funniest. He was sick. We've all been in those situations where you talk to Bill, and you don't really have his attention, or he walks away in the middle of it.
Well, his kids, Benji calls him Rain Man, because he's there, but sometimes he's not there.
Well, I think it took me a long time to understand that too. I think that is a focus issue and not a lack of focus. It's interpreted as he didn't hear what I said, but he's so focused on the song he's producing or the thing he's doing, And or if there's a basketball game on, God forbid, you try to get a word in.
The Lord better not come till halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
When
you used to tell the story about when he told God to bless himself in that prayer.
There was a time,
and the Walmart commercial was on, or the Cracker Barrel.
And that's a true story. Yeah. We were praying, and the commercial he'd been wanting to see of his product in Walmart, that's back in the day, came on, and it's like I felt it in his shoulders because we were in a holy huddle praying, before we did the Grand Ole Opry. And I felt it when that commercial came on. I felt those shoulders, and he was the one praying. It was him talking to God.
Right.
And he said, okay, God bless you. Bye-bye. He told God to bless himself. And that just cracked me up.
It is funny. And that's the Bill we all know and love that just turned 82. Is that amazing? And and we'll be out this weekend. We head to the West this weekend.
Where are you going to be?
To Denver and Dodge City and some of that. Yeah. Okay. So we're in Memphis. We start in Memphis, I think, Thursday. But I'll tell you one story. This is not so funny. It was just eye-opening to me. You've been in some of those discussions that Bill and Gloria have had on the bus that got a little heated every now and then, I assume.
Right.
Perfect, wonderful example.
Like most married people do.
Wonderful example of marriage.
Right.
And it is a perfect example of marriage. It is not a perfect marriage. I don't know a perfect marriage. But they are strong, opinionated people. And they seem to get their opinions out and make that work in a loving context. And here's what I saw on the bus. I just thought this was so cool. And he'll always try to drag you in the middle of it and get you over to his side to prove to Gloria, you know.
Right. He wants to drag you over.
So he's sitting on the bus on the sofa and he's rubbing her feet and she's reading a book and he got into something and he's saying, now Gloria, I think you're wrong because, and then here's another reason why you're wrong. And she didn't say a word and he's just her feet and she said, well, Bill, that could be because if you think about it rationally, blah, 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 and she lays an argument out, man, it's good, you know. He said, Kevin, don't you think? And I said, no, you not this time. And I backed out of that. And they had a really heated discussion about whatever it was. I can't remember. The thing I remember is he never stopped rubbing her feet. That is absolutely the truth. They went at it with everything they had in this debate.
Well, and that's, I've seen, yeah. But when, you know, he's asked me before, and I jump right in every time. You know, I mean, it's like, and usually Gloria's right. That's the problem. Bill, you're right.
Oh, that's, yeah. That's
I mean, I jump in. If you ask me my opinion, I think you probably want it.
Right, yeah.
It never dawned on me to stay out of that.
Well, you know, I just back out. And if the bus is going less than 40 miles an hour, I just get off. You know, but yeah, I thought that was a neat thing. I wanted to share that with you. And I've had fun tonight, man. You got to have me back on this thing when I've got the whole program.
Okay, this says, hey, when you have, I will do that. Hey, Kevin, you're going to be in Raytown Friday. I'm going to see you there. And that's from John Taylor Rice.
Oh, very cool, John. Yeah, man.
So I can put it up I'm putting up the comments. Someone likes my lapel.
That's the only date I didn't mention. I couldn't remember where Friday was. That's Raytown, so Kansas City area Friday, and then
and where do they go? You can go if you want tickets. You can go to Gaither.com, right?
That's the way to do it. Yeah. Hey, let me say one more thing in regard to our Kevin's Kids thing that we have going on in my hometown. Folks always want to know how they can make a contribution. Would it be okay to tell how to do that? We get a lot of wonderful businesses and folks that help us, and this year is a $60,000 goal.
Oh, good.
We've raised over $100,000 so far through these 4 years to help kids with coats and shoes and glasses, basic needs, kids like I was. And so this is a cause that's near and dear to my heart. If you want to donate to this help in any way, why don't you do this? You can just email me. If you want to send me a Facebook message, that's cool, whatever. But my email is kevin@kevinwilliamsmusic.com. Slip me a little note there. I'll tell you, I'll get you all the info, and that'd be the easiest way to do it. It's tax deductible, and the money stays in our county. It's in protected fund. 100% of the money goes to the kids. I don't get anything. Reggie and Lady, nobody coming up that night gets anything. It all goes to the kids. So it's a great way to give and support the work of the Lord. So I just want to get that little plug in.
I'm so glad you did. Now, one more question. How is the genius doing? He has got a daughter. He's got two beautiful daughters. They're both very smart. But one of them kind of leaning towards Einstein.
Yeah, well, so our girls have always both been readers, you know, and they plugged in different ways over the years. Carolina was always very academic. She's our oldest, and she's 19, and so she reads 100 books a year. You know, she's just a voracious reader and attacks any kind of academic situation. Our other daughter, Olivia, is 16, and you would love to hold a conversation with her. She's amazing. She actually has a life. And so she's a little more social. Carolina went to Auburn this year, and she's doing very well there. So this is her second semester, 4.0 in Dean's List. She's in the College of Business there, and she turned down Yale, is the thing to which you alluded. She got accepted to Yale through an essay that she wrote. And then she felt like Auburn was a better fit because of the School of Business and the path and just her particular needs. So that's where she ended up. But pretty cool to say that you turned down an Ivy League. So that's It's a big
I
deal.
turned down Trinity in Jacksonville. It was a Baptist college. And went to Liberty and still had to pay my way through.
How many years were you at Liberty, Mark?
I will cram 4 into 5.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I love you, Kevin. I will see you on the Christmas tour, definitely.
Yeah, we're going to start that in July so we can get all the dates in. So
I think that's the next. Wait, I'll be with you. Isn't Gaither doing Fort Worth or something?
Dallas.
Yeah,
we'll
Dallas.
be in Dallas. Yeah. You on that one? You think you'll be there?
I think I am. I'm not sure. I don't know. Wherever the bus stops, I get off. Tomorrow, I'm doing, this week, I'm doing a bunch of private things, so I have to fly out in the morning for Dallas.
Well, you're a Texas boy. I know that. Are you in Houston now? You're home right now, aren't you?
I am in my bedroom /studio/office.
Wow.
That's in fact, I've got one more shot. Let me see. I'm going to put you on here, and then here's my wide shot. When you watch this back, you'll be able to see the wide shot. I have 2 shots of me.
Oh, that.
This is becoming a first-class operation.
I hear your pups.
Yeah, that's Bella Dean. She's evidently heard something.
Hey, I had fun tonight, Mark. I love you. I love what you do. You know, to anybody, I told you I got to be at a Steve Martin and Martin Short concert recently. It was so hilarious and so fun. And Martin Short actually reminds me of you. He was over the top in his congeniality. He came out of the dressing room and I felt like I had known him for years. And you are very much that way, my friend. You've always made me feel a part of things, welcome. You've told people I was funny, and that just means a lot. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. And I will see you soon. Thank you, Kevin, for being my guest tonight. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, he's gone. Okay, y'all. I want to tell you also, next week, wasn't Kevin Williams the most phenomenal? Next week, my special guest will be, where is it? Don't you love how I'm prepared? Well, it's going to be somebody. Y'all, I cannot believe this. Oh, here it is. The Jim Brady Trio. Let me get that down to size. Jim Brady Trio. I love them. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. If you haven't, Google them. And we're going to have them on. Maybe they can sing something a cappella for us. I love a cappella singing. And the Jim Brady Trio will be here. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Joy Holden, for saying I'm funny and talented. Thank you, Barb Nelson. Thank you. Thank you again for doing this, Marcia. Marcia McMullen, thank you. I enjoy it. There's a concert that starts at 6 p.m., Andrew. Susan Smith wants you to know that. That's probably Kevin's concert. Y'all need to go out for that. Support Kevin. Support those kids. Kevin was a very, very poor child, and I don't know if you've ever heard his story, but it's quite amazing. And but tonight we just wanted to have fun. All right, make your plan your trip to Bell Buckle, Leslie Lyons. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'm going to leave you tonight with some throwback humor from Mark Lowry Goes to Hollywood about old age. Look how young I was.
And this is my 25th year, my 25th anniversary of doing whatever it is I do. 1980, thank you. In 1980, I graduated from college and started traveling and singing little churches, little independent Baptist churches, because that's all that knew I was on the planet. And I remember I used to set my sound system up on the Lord's Supper table, and I had a reverb switch right there, so I could run it myself. Because I got tired of waiting on the little old man at the back of church to run the track. So I'd run it myself. And I had a foot switch that turned the reverb on and off. So I could, when I sang, I sounded a lot better than I really do. Gives you that Johnny Mathis reverb. Chances of the highest end. The moment you come into E. And then Bill Gaither found me in 1988 and let me join his group. And I have watched myself age on video. Do you know how traumatic that is? You look at those old videos, and you're young, and I've turned gray-headed. I got bags under my eyes. That's the reason I'm coming to Hollywood. I'm going to find me a plastic surgeon. Because everybody out here's got them one. I've never seen so many sock monkeys in my life. Well, you know, and I think you ought to do it. Why not? I got bags under my eyes now. I can't even see people when I smile. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. But 46, I'm 46. You know, 100 years ago, people my age were dead. People didn't have the luxury of growing old 100 years ago. You made it to about 40, 50 years of age. You had 14, 15, 16 kids because you had no TV. And half of them would live, maybe, and they'd make it to 40, then they'd drop dead. And now we got medicine that makes us live to 90 and 100. I mean, old. And people my age are having babies now. You got to stop that. Good night. If the parental population keeps aging, one day we're going to go to Little League and there ain't going to be nothing but handicap parking. Stop it. I mean, it's hard to be a good parent at that age. You know, it's hard to do double Dutch jump rope with an oxygen hose. Stop it. By the time the babies are out of diapers, the parents are in them. And we're going to have to come up with new role models like a geriatric Barbie. Comes with liver spots and Barbie's dream hip replacement or something. Even Disneyland. Disneyland's got defibrillator stands all over the park now. You don't even have to get out of line. You have a heart attack, clear. Okay, get back on. It's a small world after all.